I refused to let my neighbor use my pool after she demanded I follow her pool rules. So this all started last summer when I moved into my new house. The place was perfect except for one thing: my next door neighbor, Linda. Within 3 days of moving in, she was already at my door with a clipboard and a fake smile, telling me about all the neighborhood standards I needed to follow. I figured she was just being friendly, but then she handed me this typed up list of rules. No loud music after 8 p.m., no barbecuing on weekdays, and my personal favorite: no pool parties without 48 hours notice to surrounding neighbors. The kicker? I hadn't even finished unpacking yet, and she somehow already knew I had a pool. For the first few weeks, I tried to be the good neighbor. I kept my music down, grilled only on weekends, and even gave her a heads up when my cousin came over for a swim. But Linda kept pushing. She'd lean over the fence during my morning coffee and comment on how my grass was getting a bit long, or how my garbage cans were positioned incorrectly. The breaking point came on a Saturday in July. I was having a small pool party for my coworker's birthday, maybe 8 people total. We were being respectful. Music wasn't even that loud, and it was only 3 p.m. That's when Linda marched over in her bathrobe and slippers. She didn't knock. She just walked through my side gate like she owned the place and stood at the edge of my pool deck. Everyone stopped talking and stared at her. She cleared her throat and announced that we were violating multiple noise ordinances and that she was calling the police if we didn't shut it down immediately. My coworker, Chris, who's usually pretty chill, started laughing. He thought she was joking. That made Linda's face turn bright red. She pointed her finger at me and said I was being a disrespectful neighbor and that she had every right to enjoy her backyard in peace. I told her politely that it was the middle of the afternoon on a weekend and we weren't breaking any actual laws. That's when she dropped the bomb. She said if I wanted to keep living in this neighborhood peacefully, I needed to follow her rules for pool usage. She pulled out another laminated list from her bathrobe pocket. Pool hours: 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. only. No more than 4 people at a time. No inflatables or pool toys that could go over the fence. No diving or cannonballs. And here's the best part. She wanted me to text her whenever I planned to use my own pool so she could close her windows if needed. Everyone at the party was just staring with their mouths open. Chris whispered, "Is she serious right now?" Loud enough for everyone to hear. Linda heard him and snapped that she wasn't leaving until I agreed to her terms. I looked at this woman standing in my backyard, in her bathrobe, holding a laminated list of rules for my own pool, and something inside me just broke. I told her she had exactly 10 seconds to get off my property before I called the actual police for trespassing. She laughed and said I wouldn't dare, so I pulled out my phone and started dialing. She immediately backtracked and said she was just trying to be neighborly, and that maybe we could work something out. That's when she suggested that maybe she could use my pool sometimes too, you know, as a neighborly compromise. She said her grandkids were visiting next month and it would be so nice if they could swim while she watched from my deck. But of course, everyone would need to follow her pool safety rules. I looked at her and said absolutely not. She got this shocked expression like I'd just slapped her. She asked why not, and I told her that after demanding I follow her made-up rules for my own pool, she had some serious nerve asking to use it. She started getting loud, saying I was being petty and unreasonable. My guests were getting uncomfortable, so I told Linda one more time to leave, or I was calling the cops. She huffed and said fine, but this wasn't over. For the rest of the summer, she made my life hell. She'd call the city about every little thing: my grass being a 1/4 inch too long, my garbage cans being out 30 minutes early, claiming my pool pump was too loud at night. Every complaint got dismissed, but it was still annoying.